Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Hey traders, John Howell here. In this video, I'm going to be just giving you a bit of a market update of where we are right now and what's likely to happen moving forward based on what we're seeing here on a technical basis here. And so that's what we're going to be focusing on in this session. Before I do start, guys, two things. Firstly, if you guys haven't started reading, or if you thought about reading Ray Dalio's the principles, let me just check I've been listening to it on audio. The audio book that I've been listening to is Principles by Ray Dalio. Like Business and Life Principles, I think it is. Yeah, just Principles by Ray Dalio. Whether you're a trader or whether you're an investor, I strongly recommend you start to read this book. Now, I've started to read this book, or I've been listening to it, as I said before, on the audio. It's a 16-hour long book. I've been listening to it at 1.5 speed. And I'm about just over 2.5 or close to 2 hours and 40 minutes, so close to 3 hours worth of listening time into this book. And I'm telling you right now, guys, I didn't pick this book up for a while because I just thought, okay, it's principles. It's not really got anything to do with investing, because I was like, show me investing stuff. But I thought, you know what? Let me actually pick this book up and let me start listening to it. So whether you're a trader or whether you're an investor, I strongly recommend you pick this book up, because even just in the first couple of chapters, it's going to start to give you a bit of a hint on what may be happening in the future based on what has happened in the past, right? Because we know that things happen again and again and again, right? History doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. And what Ray Dalio starts to talk about is what he actually went through back in, back over his lifetime, about when the dollar was devalued, what happened to the stock market and all that sort of stuff. So you can get a bit of a clue on what may be coming in the future. But also, it really gives you an insight to how he grew from literally zero to losing all his money, to fire his employees, to then going through the steps and the stages to developing his trading strategy, to developing his investing strategy, to now becoming one of the most successful hedge funds on the world. Huge amounts. So it's been a massive eye-opener for me. This is probably a book that I'll have to probably listen to and probably even read in probably a Kindle version, or even maybe even the physical book. Probably 4, 5, 6 times, maybe a lot more, to really grasp everything in the book. It's amazing book. So I just wanted to start off this market update, or this weekly update, for you guys with that book. Obviously, I don't have any affiliate link or anything like that, but go to Amazon, Principles. If you have started to read and listen to it, then just let me know in the comments below, and I'd love to hear from what you think about it. Now, our second thing, guys, is that a lot of people have been asking me about my trading strategy and how I trade and so on and so forth. So what I'm doing today is I'm running a free web class, and on that web class, I'm going to be showing you, one, what took me from $250,000 in debt to then doing really well in the market. What's the number one trading strategy that I trade to this day? Funny enough, that the trading strategy I trade is very similar to the way that Paul Tudor Jones actually looks at the market as well too. I was reading one of the Market Wizard books, and yeah, it was really interesting. So you'll be able to see my trading strategy, and also my scans as well too, how I set up my scans, how I scan 3,000 stocks every day to find these amazing successful trades, and how I can have all my trading done in 1 hour. If you're interested in that, or actually, if you are struggling with the trading right now, you must attend this, because it's going to really help you. It's going to give you some light bulb moments. Very first link in the description, click on that. You'll be able to get access to that web class I'm running today. Alrighty, guys. So let's actually get straight into it. And by the way, guys, that Ray Dalio principle crisis, I know I started off this market update with a bit of extra time based on that as well, but it's just such an eye opener. I'm so enjoying this book. I'm not a big reader myself, but when I go to the gym, when I do cardio, I like to listen to the book on, say, 1.5 speed, and it's been phenomenal. So just, guys, the education of where things are going is, it's just absolutely phenomenal. That's the fundamental stuff. Let's get straight into the technicals. All right, the technicals is that if we have a look at the Dow Jones, the weekly chart on the weekly basis, is that the Dow Jones has we were in some sort of this triangle pattern through here. If I delete this, you can see how the last sort of this is a weekly chart here, so you can see how the sort of this pretty much this entire year was squeezing up in this triangle pattern. We came up. We came down and we rejected almost around that 27,000 mark, and now we're just sort of pushing up through here. So that 29,000, probably even 30,000 down, looks like we're probably likely to start to do this moving forward in the Dow Jones. And same for the S&P 500. If I go back to that weekly chart once again, let me just take everything off the screen here. Let me just draw in trend lines through here. So if I take that off the screen, let me just bring that up through there, right? You can see how once again on the weekly chart, we're squeezing up into this triangle pattern. We've just broken out. We've just gone sideways, and now we have another little up week. So I would say we're probably likely to continue up moving forward into the Christmas. Really exciting stuff through there. And the Nasdaq, same sort of thing as well too. Let me move on to say the metals. If we're looking at, this is gold. Now, gold has been in a very nice upward trend, and the way the markets work is we go through a period of what we call price and time, or a market moving. A market, it's using energy or building energy. If the market's moving in one direction, then it's using energy. If it's going sideways like this, then it's building energy, okay? And so as you can see here, right, it's using energy, and then we go through a period of building energy, and then we're using energy, and now we're going through a period of building energy. So what do you think is likely to come next, right? It's just a rhythm flow, right? The market won't go sideways like this forever. We'll eventually probably get a breakout, and it's probably going to be to the upside. It may be to the downside, but it's probably going to be to the upside, and we're probably going to go for another run. Now, guys, I'm not saying this week. I'm not saying this day. I'm not saying today. Okay, so don't be going, oh, well, he said he's going to go up today, so it's like, no, I'm not saying that. But looking at the daily chart on gold, we are definitely squeezing up into this very tight triangle pattern. So if we start to break above my blue line, then it's unlike Donkey Kong to race up to probably new highs for the year that we actually had this year. So I don't think that'll happen this year. We don't have that many trading days left of this year, meaning like break up to new highs. So, but if we do start to break up, that's probably going to be a very bullish sign for the first quarter of 2020. If I move over to, let's go to silver here. If I move over to silver, you can see here on silver's actually let me bring this down through to here, right? So silver's a bit more of a trickier one, but this is the weekly chart. This is a weekly line chart on silver. Once again, silver had a big move up, and we're having a very nice pullback. Once again, if you're looking at investing or trading silver, it's a much more of a volatile metal than gold. Gold is a less volatile. I love long-term investing in gold, and I love trading silver. Why? Because silver's a bit more volatile and so on and so forth. So we have a look at that. We can see how we've really had a big break up and now a bit of a pullback. This pullback here, once again, what is that? That's building energy, right? So we've been building energy for quite some time. So when we start to do break, we're probably likely to release that energy we've been building. And you can see what's been happening here as well. Once again, if I bring up this, you can see how we had all this support down through here with support, this level of support through here as well too, squeezing up. Sort of the same thing that we're getting in gold right now, but you can see here that we're squeezing up into this triangle pattern. If we start to get a break up and out, then all this triangle pattern, once we do get that little tick-ting, right, like that that's the sound effects there, right? But once we start to get that tick-ting, if we do break above that blue line, my blue resistance line coming down through to here, and we start to get a nice break up, say above that 1750 would be the safer zone for me, will be confirmation for me. Break above that 1750, we're probably likely to run to the 1950. And then once we get to 1950, we're probably likely to get a bit of a pullback. And then from that there, we're probably likely to start to see, probably 2020 is going to be a very bullish year if we start to see that. So I'm excited, guys. I really am excited for all the opportunities, and it's just going to be 2020 is going to be such a phenomenal year. I love the volatility in the markets. When there's volatility, there's lots of movement, lots of opportunities. If I move on to say some of the gold stocks, we've actually already started to break up out of this. We did have a nice move up through here, and now we're just going through a bit of a sideways pullback. We're starting to slowly step out of this here. So I think it looks like to me that we're now ready to start to see a nicer move up, or a slow grade. It might just slowly go up, but a nice move up towards that 31 level there on the GDX. Same for the GDXJ as well too. Nice little break up and out. So I do see this thing racing back up towards the highs on that GDX there. Moving on through to the SIL, and the SIL, same sort of thing, but we're pretty much right at the highs that we were back in September. So this SIL is actually the silver juniors are actually very, very bullish here, and looks like we're trying to break up and out of this level through here already. So once we do start to break up and out of this level through here, you can see how that we're starting this higher low through here. If I take everything off the screen, we had this high, we had this low. Now we've got this higher low. Once we start to break above these levels through here, we're probably likely to start to see a very, very, very nice move up from there. So, you know, right now it looks like that 2020 is going to be a very, very bullish year overall. Not every day, guys. Okay, overall for the metals and for silver and gold and so on and so forth. Yes, we're going to get our pullbacks and so on and so forth, but that's what it looks like there. And the same sort of the SIL as well too. SIL is almost breaking up to almost new highs for the year. If I go to the daily chart, we can see low, high, low, and high, low, and we're breaking up. So we're almost at. You can see all my lines through here. And we take up the other screen. All right, you can see how we're pretty much almost at this all-time new, or this, should I say, the high for this year. So an all-time new high for this year, where the SILJ is pretty much out there, but very, very, very bullish overall. If I go back to my weekly chart, you can see how things are really, really, really building up through here. So that's a bit of an update through there, guys. Let me bring up, say, the US dollar here. The US dollar is actually starting to look very, very weak. We definitely have this high point through here. Then as you can see, right, it actually broke above this high, and now we're just failing. We slightly broke above it, and now we're failing right now, and we're starting to roll over through here. If I go my daily, my dibby, can't speak. My daily chart, then you'll be able to start to see how it looks like we're starting to roll a little bit here, right? We had a nice move up, a nice move up, a nice move up, a nice move up, and now you can see how we're just starting to roll a little bit here. So it does look like there's a little bit of weakness coming into US dollar here, but there's nothing really clear to say we're going to start a downtrend or anything like that. So yeah, and if I have a look at oil as well too, let me bring up that weekly chart on oil. Oil has still continued to be in this triangle pattern for quite some time, and when we're looking at oil here, it's really something to really keep an eye on for, because when we do break, we're probably likely to see a very nice move in either direction. If it is up, say above 70, then we're probably likely to see a very nice bullish move for a few months at least. And the reason why is because we've had a very long time here. We've had almost like 7 months now of pretty much nothing going on. So when we do start to break up or out, up or down, then we're probably likely to make a big move, because we've been building a lot of energy here. So the breakup out of this overall big long-term move is probably likely to be very, very big. So I'm probably more inclined to see this thing break above 70. That's just my thoughts there. So, but if we do see that, then we're probably likely to start to see this thing break above 70 and probably race towards that 110 level there. So that's what I'm seeing through there, and that's what I'm there. So guys, based on the silver and gold the silver and gold mining stocks, what is your number one stock, or what are the stocks that you actually like, or that you're actually purchasing when it comes to the mining stocks? It'd be really interesting to see what sort of stocks you're looking at, and we can go from there. Also, guys, a quick question for you: leave a comment below. I'd like to see what you think about the actual overall stock market. Do you think that we're forming some sort of a top here, and then 2020 is going to be a bearish year, or what do you think about that? And so it'd be really interesting to see what the actual crowd thinks. Right now, initially, for me personally, I see bullish activity. and then we're just going to go from there. But I'd like to see what you think on a big broader view. So leave a comment below, and guys, make sure you join me on my next web class to learn my #1 trading strategy and how you can start to really move forward in the markets today by starting to learn what it takes, what it takes to be a successful trader in the markets, by understanding what to focus on and what to do, and not focus on all the other crap that doesn't matter. So first thing in the description, guys, and I'll see you there today.